Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can see my screen all right. There's nothing much on the screen right now, but I'm going to go through this strategy that I've been putting pretty much blowing the dust off a bit of software that I was using back in the day. And I'm going to give you a bit of a backstory as to the whole reason why I'm even trading this right now, besides the fact that it's very profitable. And let me just get my screen up, do a little screen share there. All right, so we're going to be talking about not just gold. As you know, I love trading binary, and I've been I suppose invigorated with what I've been seeing with this strategy, and not just a strategy, trading binary and trading anything that makes profit without spending hours in front of the screen, which is always a great thing in my book. So quick recap, I haven't done a webinar or training on this, on trading, for a little while now. And it's, as you guys know, I do like trading, just don't necessarily have the time. But now I've kind of settled. I've started to look at the markets again, and obviously it's very good time to be trading, whatever you're trading, whether it's crypto or commodities and things like that. And also I know Ben, he also trades. I know Alfred, he's been showing me his gold trading, and at some point we get him on and he can share. But he sends me what he's doing, and I'm like, man, you're killing it. So it's all good, very good. Before I even go there, let me, for those of you who may or may not know about the robot, actually there's a friend that Analyst knows, and he shared with me this software, which is really good. I've been trading since, I've been using it since October. I'll just show you what it is. It's a bot that runs, I run it on 4 different currency pairs, and it's a good bit of software. It averages about 20, I'm probably averaging about 20 to 25% a month, would be nice, a week. I'm trying to tweak it so it does more, but you need at least $1,000 running. And as you can see, it's on a 4-hour time frame, very safe. You know, my biggest drawdown on this, and you know, the guy that shared it with me, I think he nailed about 60% in a month with it. He has a bigger drawdown than I have. I don't like a lot of drawdown. The biggest drawdown I have with this software is about, I've seen the biggest I've seen it is actually 40, and that's when I had 4 currency pairs and I increased the lot size, and now I've just reduced the lot size down to a manageable level. My drawdown is less than 5% on average, and normally hovers around 1%. At the moment it's up to about 10%, but it nails the markets every week, guys, without fail. So I know Sarah was utilizing this before, but this is a pretty good setup. You can run it on 1 currency pair. As you can see, I'm running it on 4 currency pairs with a standard lot, and so every week I'm looking at 5% or so a week over the month, over 20 to 25%. And if I wanted to go more aggressive, like the guy who shared it with me, he's getting a lot more on 1 currency pair as well. So I know the pound can be very volatile, and so I like to have it in there because I like a bit of excitement. But if you don't like that, just run it with the basic one. So if you guys have got it, utilize it. It's really good. So let's talk about this gold strategy that I've been running with, and kind of bring you up to speed. Now today my internet totally went out from morning, and it's only come back, and I was trying to make some nice slides for today, but anyway, I'm gonna have to deal with the basic slides I've got here. So we're going to look at 3 different things. We're going to first look at the software that I'm using to do the heavy lifting, because I don't want to. I'm big on using technology to do the stuff that I want to do, and so I've got a great bit of software which I mentioned earlier. I've had a while now, and I've had to blow the dust off it, which I'll talk about the reason why in a minute. The indicators and of course the strategy, because you know you need that to be able to go in and minimize the time frame you're spending in front of the screen so you can get on with your life and do other things. So I kind of coined it the SAS strategy, original there. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. I know if you're from the UK, you'll know about Jack Canori. I grew up listening to Jack Canori, where a famous person would read a story. I'm not quite famous yet, but I'll also tell you the story of what got me actually on this path. And it was this bit of software. You can see this. I was sharing it with a couple of people. I want to tell you a story about this. This was a Friday about 2 weeks ago, where this guy that I was working with developed actually a software, actually a trader, first and foremost, trader or software developer, showed me the strategy that he was using to nail the futures market and Bitcoin, and he showed it on gold. And so I was like, wow, that's really good. And I implemented it on my NinjaTrader platform, and it nailed that Friday. I nailed gold. Like this actually was a £1,500 trade, these two trades. So I had a 5K account, and you're looking at over 20% in a day, right? Roughly about 20% in a day, which was insane. And this was me just kind of testing it, and I even tweaked it, and it was even more powerful. And then, as you know, as fate would have it, I had a dialogue with the guy, and he, you know, became a bit of a AWS. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else and get my software working for me. So this was really good, and it whetted up my appetite. And since then, I think I've even gone better, because I had to do a few things like add these pivot lines and stop, you know, all of what this Fibonacci lines, which is part of, you know, any trading software will give you, to make it even better. So that's kind of where the backstory of that kind of came from. I tested it on gold, and I was like, man, and now I needed another solution to continue my gold trade, and also on the side trade binary options. All right, so this was one of the trades I did, and it just blew me away, right? Because it nailed it really well. And so I'm going to talk about the software I'm using and each component that makes this up. And so I don't think all of the slides are together, but I'm just going to go through what I'm using to make this happen, right? So you may have heard a little alert there on my trading software. There may be a trade, and if there is a trade, I'm going to switch screen and jump in it. So let's have a look. This is the software, what it looks like, and it's called Agimat. It is a powerful system on its own. I know, in fact, it was Alfred who introduced this to me a while back, and I don't think he may have been using it as much of late, because he's doing his own thing. But then I had to find a solution, right? I was like, man, I don't really want to deal with this guy here. He's just becoming a right pain to deal with. I need to find a solution. And so what I found was, going back to this software, it did that same job, and for me, did it even better, because I was able to tap it onto my binary trading. So when you implement this software, I will look at a chart in a minute, a few examples in a minute. You'll see that there's 4 parts to it. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. I need to grab my water. I don't even know where I put my water now. My throat is drying up already. 1 sec. Right. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 is the setup. So the first thing that happens is you're going to see these arrows appear on the chart. Okay. which is just to notify you that there is a setup worth you getting out of your armchair for and getting into position, you know, get ready kind of stuff, right? So the second thing that happens is that you're going to get a yellow box, and this yellow box is confirmation. As we know, when we're trading, the more confirmations we have, the better, right? You're not just going to go off an alert and it's just a fake out, right? So we want to get the yellow box to appear, and when that appears, it makes it a trade, a tradable. Let me just read the lines, bit of static there. So, you know, at the end of the webinar, you know, we'll go for any questions you have. So, you know, that gave me the entry to go in. Now, there's obviously just not that alone. I need to make sure the color is right. So you can see there's red candles going down, and you can see there's blue candles going up. And thanks. These are Heikin Ashi candles sticks. Yeah. So pretty much a nicer filter for when you're trading. It doesn't have the much noise of your normal Japanese candlesticks, and so you can kind of give you a better, stronger idea if the move is happening in the right direction. And it's all about getting the trend right and everything else. So this was you know, part of the strategy. So you'll see this line that goes from red to blue, and obviously if you get an entry like this, you would wait for the blue to change, you know, the line to change blue, which is the third point. You can see it's quite faint there. And the fourth part of this is that they've got this, what they call the MEQ. It's, again, proprietary software. Can you guys see my screen? First of all, I just heard that you can't see my screen. Somebody said they can't see. You can see, yeah? Yeah? Okay, good. All right, because that would be a horrible waste of 20 minutes or so if I'm just talking. So the MEQ is the fourth part of it. You might need to, Alfred, reconnect or something. The fourth part of it is this line. It's the MEQ line, and it filters out and lets you know, again, it's another confirmation when the gold is over the black. It's in the direction that you're going in. So if you're doing a buy trade, it needs to be over the black, and if you're doing a sell trade, it's going to be under the black. So you can see here, right, when we had the previous sell, this is on the pound Swiss. This came, you know, got the alert, got the confirmation, and this is on a 4-hour chart. If you're trading currencies, all right, currencies, you're gonna probably want to trade a higher time frame, and you know, I'm not going to be going into that tonight, but it's fairly straightforward. If you're doing that, you just wait for the confirmation. That's below that, and you go in, and you can see you just nailed it. Like, this move is huge. And the time before that, again, if it's a swing trade, Richard, this is a swing trade, right? You're not in and out the market every day. You do a trade, and maybe 2 weeks later you're done. So you can see here, you put the trade on, got the alert, yellow confirmation. You know, the line is blue, and the MEQ is over the black line. And so if you're doing a long trade, if you're looking, you know, to maximize this, you can see all the retracements. It lets you know until there's another arrow comes, which probably tell you it's time to come out the trade, right? But this will run all the way, as you saw it, switching from color to color. But if you're in it for the long term, and if you're twin trading, fantastic. So that's just showing you how it works in general. Now, I'm going to switch gear here, and I'm going to go to my chart. I'm going to show you how I implement it for the results I've been getting. My goal from this is, I'm quite an aggressive trader. If you don't know how I like to trade personally, I want to be making at least 1,000 a day, and I want to do it by the morning so I can get on with my day. And nice thing about gold is that when we get the alert, so I'm on the East Coast, so I'm 4 hours behind the UK. And typically before I go to bed, I normally get an alert. And then before midday, I may have had another trade. And typically, if not one trade, between two trades, I can make that 1,000 for my day. And so I like that fact. I'm not having to look at tons of different currencies and spending ridiculous amount of time. And I was upset today because I'm going to show you anyway why I was upset, and then we'll do a deeper dive into this. So let me just go to my chart here. Let me just bring this up, and again, I'm going to show you a couple of different things. Where's my chart on? Just minimize that. Okay, here we go. Now, first of all, I'm going to bring up a blank chart. Sorry, bear with me 1 sec, guys. I had an alert come up. I'm going to trade it. Come on. That's it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Right, so I'm just going to bring up my chart, charting software, and close that out. Close that out. All right, so this is gold, and I'm just going to show you. I don't trade high time frames on gold because of certain things that don't show on the high time frames when I'm trading gold. I'm trading something else, it's going to be different. But I just want to show you gold, right? This is just where we are in the world of gold. Gold is obviously a great asset to accumulate, and the more you can get, the better, because we know the way the markets are, you know, the currencies situation is just crazy right now. But you saw this massive move to the upside last year. This time last year, gold was at 1,400, right? $1,400 for gold, and went up to over 2,000. And now we pull back. Actually, I think that's pounds, right? And then and now it's around 1,700. So they just peak move, and then since then it's just been you can see here, it's just literally been a sharp move to the downside. All right, but like I said, my strategy is that we're not necessarily waiting for moves to the moves to the up, or just taking down trades as this thing keeps going down. We're going to be taking up trades and down trades and nailing it. But you can see the direction of the market has been steadily declining from the peak in July, which was around my birthday. So, you know, it did after that, everything just went to pot, right? It just started to dive down. And I think that will make a resurgence and break through this pattern here. But anyway, that's a strategy for another time. So let me just put on my indicator. I'm going to put it on a 5 minutes, and you can see why I like gold, right? On a 5-minute chart, guys, look at that move that took place in about 30 minutes. And these are some of the screenshots I've been sharing with Ben, and screenshots I've been sharing with Alfred. I mean, he trades gold anyway. You see, these moves are just insane, and that's why banking $1,000 or so is absolutely very doable, especially with this. So let me just put on everything in one go, because I've got a template that I created, and I'll introduce you to the components of it all. So first and foremost, so you see this move, it's an insane move, and you see how this software caught it. The only thing I've added to this chart, guys, in fact, let me remove my secret sauce. Some of you have seen any presentation I've done, you know I add a secret sauce to my trading. 2 things I add, and that's all I need. In fact, Agimat on its own is absolutely fantastic, as you saw. Now, my version, and Ben, let me know if your version is like this. It should be, because there's different variations of it. You can see on this, the version that I have, you've got a few different additional parts on it. Not few, just a couple of different parts to it. And you see here, as well as the on the MEQ, I get this red line, and this red line is basically let me know there's a sell trade going on. And so it's another level, kind of layer of confirmation, right? That I'm in a sell, looking for a sell trade. And when these two line up, it's really quite a powerful move, right? The short moves on gold are quite incredible. They can make a lot of money on it. So if I just show you this, just literally what happened last couple of days, the 25th today. Yeah, today actually. So I told you that typically before I go to bed, I normally get an alert, and this is actually around 11. My system clock with IC Markets is 7 hours ahead of my actual time. So it says 6:20 here, and I know that was around 11:20. So normally before I go to bed, around 11 or so, I normally get a good setup. And so I got this alert come up, and again, you saw I actually made a couple of $100 on that move, but I had a tight stop. So you saw when it retraced, took out my stop, and then it just went all the way down, right? And then again, you'll be waiting for these two lineups where you've got the move on the MEQ going above, right? Going sharply above the gold line, going above the black line here. We got the arrow alert, and then we wait for the confirmation. This one, there was no retracement. It just ballooned and went crazy. Now, this was, again, if I look at the time was about, what's that? It was early morning anyway, around 10ish or so. And I lost internet access this morning from about 7:30. And the guy came, sorted it. And when I went back, like a 1500. I'm not leverage trading. I'm my in my IC Markets account, I've got a 500 to 1 ratio, so I can spread my money but I know Ben does leverage trading. So, but this is just me straightforward in the markets. And even if you did a 50 to 1 on your general IC Markets or whatever broker you use, you can do pretty well. Now, like I said, I'm my results, not guaranteed. I'm not here to make false promises or anything like that. But I'm using a £5,000 account, and out of that, it's, like you say, it's quite aggressive because I'm looking to make 1,000 a day from it. And so it's about 20% a day. So my goal was to turn 5 to 10 in a week. And I think if I had a full week of uninterruptions and stuff like that, I may have been close. Anyway, so this is the strategy. And everyone, I'm going to recommend, if you've never traded or, don't put fresh money in, paper trade for at least a month till you nail it. And then, I've done some stupid trades. I've made, I like to trade with real money because I like to feel the pain if I've got it wrong. But I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you use paper trade. And then once you feel you've got it down, guys, I hope you're still there. Are you guys still there? My internet's just, my trading has just gone off. I'm connected. I'm still connected. Yeah. All right, good. Thanks. So you can see here, it says not connected. So I always get worried when I see that, and that's on both my trading accounts. Anyway, so you saw that move there, so to the upside, downside. So same thing, guys. We're waiting for the same things to happen, waiting for that to go above it. The alert happens, and then on the downside, I'm waiting for the same thing to happen, and then you're good to go. Now, question is, how do you know how long a trade may happen? In fact, if it wasn't so late at night, I know for sure that most times when you go into a trade, there is an opportunity for a retracement to happen before it makes its real move. So you see this here, it got a little bit of a pullback, what we call retracement, and then just continue down and continued down. Yeah, all these little retracements. So obviously that took me out while I was sleeping. Otherwise I would have woke up to another really profitable trade. So what you could do is make sure your stop loss is not too tight. If you're going to go to bed, and just know that trading is all about how much you're willing to risk, as opposed to how much you want to make. Right? I want to make a certain amount, but I know how much my risk is per trade, and if you're not prepared to risk that much, then probably whatever you've got to work that out. But it's you've got to be comfortable with losing money, because you'll lose money. That's why it's good to paper trade and then put fresh money in. So with that out the way, what I like to do, I like to build on this. So I added something of late, because when I lost, I was very reckless. One thing you may know about me, when I start trading and getting big gains, I start to get very lazy. And I tell you, when you lose money, that's when you sharpen up. It's like, if you're driving a car and you've kind of, you're bucking your head and you're falling asleep, and if something happens and you're almost off the road, that wakes you up, right? That freshens you up. You're like, okay, I'm good. So that's like what, losing money in the market. Now I spent yesterday spending a long time tweaking this so that it's even better than when I first started out. So you go to bed in the trade. I go to bed in the trade. Yeah, easy, definitely. I've been on flights from London to Toronto and had trades open, and I didn't used to be like that, trust me. But now, when I was swing trading, fantastic. Okay, so I'll deal with that question towards the end about risk to reward. There's a really good kind of breakdown on what you want to risk based on your amounts. So we'll look at that in a sec. So what I like to do, I like to add a pivot. So again, if you know how I like to trade, I always like to have pivots showing on the chart, because that lets me know that there's not going to be nothing out of the blue. If you again, sometimes I take the pulse of the room, and I've not really done that today. But I mean, is for those of you on the call, are you familiar with stop loss and familiar with take profit and support and resistance? If it's a no, if that's brand new to you, those concepts, just let me know. Put a 1 in the chat or something. Sarah, you got your hand up. Is that an old thing for me or something else? Let me know. Okay, so you guys are all familiar with that terminology. Still learning. Okay, great. So we've got a mixed bag here. Yeah, Sarah, so not sure if there's anything you want to say or message. You might have done that already earlier. Let me know. Okay, so I'm going to add one thing to my chart, which is this pivot. And this pivot, guys, is, for me, it's like it's like Superman, right? Giving those X-ray specs. It lets you see stuff you couldn't see before. Now that's horrible. So I've actually changed the color on this. I'm just going to load the template again. And then it should be all back to normal. So let me get rid of that for now. So there's more lines on here. I'm actually, just for the sake of clarity, I'm going to remove some of the black lines. I just find it, sometimes if you're looking at this, it's just too many lines, and I want you guys to see exactly what I'm seeing. So, okay, it's like, let me see here. Let me remove some of those lines first and foremost. Delete. Okay, so it makes the chart a bit cleaner. So as you can see here, guys, I've put on what we call the pivot lines, and what they do is they let you know areas in the chart where price is gonna either hit support in this case, or resistance as in this case. And if you can get a trade set up, because what price normally does, it tries to find, it remembers, it's got a great memory of where it's been before. So what it does, it will find a support line. So it's not just random. You see before, if I didn't have that line on, it'll be just like, why did it stop there? It's because this is a line of support. And why did the move end up here? It's because it's a line of resistance. And so with that on the chart, it makes the job a lot like better. You kind of get an idea where you know the market's going to tap out. So when I got my internet back, I had an alert that I heard it from downstairs when the internet went back on, and I went up and I saw that it was around here, and I saw that it was actually moved quite quickly, and I thought, okay, if it breaks above there, I might get in. And I briefly got into the market, and I said to myself, oh, it's not going to go much longer. It's going to get to here and then probably reverse. How wrong was I? It broke through that, as you can see clearly, and went even above this one, and you know, that's a monster move. If you was to measure that out, let's just see from this line here up here. I mean, that's a really good move. Now, to make matters worse, what goes up must come down. It came back down like in a rapid time frame, right? Same kind of move. So guys, mute your line. Let me just mute the lines again. So it came back down. So how sick was I today to have Bell come and totally ruin my my trading experience? Anyway, Fridays are typically good for this stuff as well. So I'm expecting a good Friday. Good Friday, no pun intended. So you can see there, right? That's the move. It's just straightforward. What I find when I try and go high time frames, I lose some of these bars. In fact, some of these bars could disappear as well, because this software is actually designed for higher time frames, not the 5 minute, which is a really low time frame. You get a lot of noise and stuff like that, right? Stuff that you might not want. But I like the fact that it captures these moves quite nicely. Okay, is it always going to do that? No. All right, but when it does, you don't need to trade for the week. I mean, you know, you get 2 of these, you don't need to trade again, right? Any questions on that so far on that before I bring in and one more piece to my strategy? You guys all okay so far? Let me see. All right, so that's good. So let me just talk real quick about this pivot level. So if you've got pivots on the chart, this is actually I think depending on the time the market's open, some people like to see if price is above a pivot level, then that's the direction they look for the trade. Of course, on a high time frame, not on a 5 minute. 5 minute doesn't give you a real sense of the market. Higher time frame, you can go in there and actually get a gauge of where the market's going. But I always like to go to a high time frame and just look at the markets, right? So look at what it's doing on the higher time frame. Just give you an idea of where the markets might look at, and then again, my strategy is a sniper strategy. You know, I don't want to spend a lot of time. Head alert, 10 to, you know, within 30 minutes, get the yellow confirmation, and then I want to take the trade and I want to be done by morning. So one more piece to the jigsaw piece is TDI. Now, to be honest, guys, this is confirmation over confirmation, but I like the TDI because of the fact that I'm an aggressive trader, and I'm trading gold on 5 minutes. And gold is sharp to trade. You know, if you haven't got a big enough account, you can get wiped out. If your lot size is too big and stuff like that. So you're just going to be wary of that, right? But as long as you've got a big enough account, and we'll talk about risk to reward ratios in a second on that front. So I want to quickly talk about what I like about this TDI. The TDI is a combination of, let me look at the chat as well. Alex Smith. You sure can get this tonight. Absolutely, Rose. You can definitely get it. So what I've done, I've added the TDI to my strategy because I like to see volatility. The markets, for you, if you want to maximize any trading gains, you want to see volatility. You want to see where the markets move. Now, what you can see here, if I show you between this time frame here, right? You want to be trading. You see where these lines, the blue lines on the, in fact, if I draw it, it's probably even like here. that line there, and this line here. If the line is like that, which is where you've got with the, it's flat, right? There's no movement. Yeah, the market's dead. It's just oscillating. This is just dead. You would never put a trade on at this time of the day. Okay, like I said, the gold is linked to, I think, Aussie USD. It's a correlation pair between that currency, and also correlated, I think, with the dollar Swiss as well. So if you're looking at the Aussie session, which is normally late night, kind of ends around early morning more so UK than North America, but literally by, you know, early morning for me, I'm done. I want to be done. So you can see here, it tells you that this is not a time to be even doing anything, right? You're not going anywhere. Now we see a bit of movement. These bars, these blue bars, are volatility bars. So we want to see price make a move outside of these bars. This is like a channel, right? And the channel opens up, you can see it starts breaking. So I'm going to strip this apart for a minute, really dissect this for 2 seconds, and then we'll I'm going to get rid of the volatility for a minute, and actually I want to get rid of everything besides the green line. Bear with me 1 second. Right, so you can see the green line. Let me get rid of this white line. The green line represents the RSI. So have you guys, I know some of you have been exposed to the RSI. You guys, is RSI new to anyone on here? I'll just quickly talk about that. If not, I'll move on. With this method, the RSI, which stands for Relative Strength Index, it shows you when there is a lot of when it's at its overbought or oversold state. So what do I mean by that? When there's too much, like if you want to know if you're getting into a trade when you're right at the peak of the trade before it's moving, the RSI is a good way to indicate, you know, and it's a lagging indicator. It's not going to see the future, but it gives you an idea of, wait there, if you're looking to take this buy trade and the RSI is right at 68, it's probably gonna, the price is probably gonna do a U-turn, right, and reverse. So this helps you identify if the move is gonna be tiring out or not, okay, or is it just starting. Now with this software, with the TDI, if the green is above the 50, you're looking at going long. You're buying the market, yeah, like these moves here, okay? And of course, you wouldn't just buy a trade here without the arrow initially. So let me go here. We got the alert here, okay? This is a perfect trade, actually. This one is perfect. See the price, it's sat on this pivot line. Any support line, the more time it touches, the stronger the move is going to be. If it's just one touch, it's probably going to come back to that level and then make its move. That's typically what happens with support and resistance lines. So this pivot line, it does this move, it comes back. There's still no yellow box until here anyway. You wouldn't even get into this trade, but this tells you something's going to happen because it made this arrow, came down, and then now you got this confirmation. That's a really good setup. You know you're pretty much going to make money from that. The other thing that's going to tell you you're going to make money is that the RSI line is over the 50. So like I said, we only go in long. We wouldn't even think about taking a sell trade at this point, right? There's no setup there for that. Only going long. So it's over that, and as you can see, it goes way over 68. So there could be another support here or whatever, but you know, you can bank a lot of profit. You see this move, it looks short, and it is typically short, but that's a lot of money in a gold trade. To make just to give you an example, for me to go from here to here is a couple of $100, right? So, but I'm trading a standard, but I you know, one lot size, but you know, it doesn't have to be this big massive move, but just to give you an idea, this is why this is such a powerful move, because a short move in gold can make a lot of money. So we've done that, and we've seen these yellow boxes, this arrow here telling us, you know, the market is doing that, right? And then we only take this trade, guys. We would only take this trade if we see this red. In fact, we didn't even see a blue line. I wouldn't even have taken this. We're only going to take this trade if I see this bar show up. And in this case, we saw what happened. Bar showed up, it dropped. What did the RSI do? RSI, if I line it up, RSI went below my 50 line, and boom, it was a trade. It went below that support, and it was a good entry. And so we'll put all the pieces together on the on that in a minute. I just want to show you the power of the RSI, the way these guys have done it. Similar thing here. We've got the next arrow alert. We've got the up. We've got the confirmation, and the RSI line is already over the 50. So between the time it went from over the 50 line to it going up and then starting to reverse from the, you're at the peak already, right? You can see it's peaked out. It's made this massive move, and it's made this move down to the downside. So that's the nice thing about the RSI. Similar kind of thing here. We've got the alert, massive alert there, arrow over the 50 line. It breaks up, and we get the confirmation there. We banked a bit more profit there, right? So that is that in its entirety, and I'm going to just put the indicator all back together, and then I'll show you the whole strategy without messing about. So hopefully that makes sense to what we're going to do. We're going to really like, and you know, you don't have to wait for every single bit of the jigsaw piece to line up, but the main thing is that you want to make every single bit. These two parts here, they have to line up. It's just like, you know, that's a given. So the TDI is just added confirmation for this move. And so you can see here, once it's all together, and you know, we saw this line here, the RSI line comes back into the volatility, okay, breaks right down through the red, and you know, the red is over the green, you know, signifying, you know, we're in a sell trade. Similar in this one here, you can see the green over the red. Let us know we're in a buy trade. And then when the green starts to cross, you know, you can say this move is done. You know, you can bank your profits for a short-term trade there. But again, we've got the same move on the way down. We've got the alert. Red is already over the green. We're taking that trade all the way down. And it's just depending on what your risk tolerance is, what your goal is, how much you want to make. You don't have to trade every day. You don't even need to trade more than once a day if you've hit your goal for the day. And that's what you can work out. Like, you know, I'll just show you real quick this week, because these are some of the trades I would have taken. Again, very good move there. I think the time on this one was, again, in the morning, around 10 o'clock in the morning. Got the alert, boom, and I took that trade. Pretty much done for the day. Again, an early morning trade. I probably was sleeping then. This is, again, very early morning. I believe on the 24th I remember 24th was a killer one. I was talking to Ben at the time, and I think at the time it was a I think I ended up taking about 800 from this, but it went over 1,000. I mean, it was close to 800. Sorry, I was actually about 700. Ben, if I've got that wrong. So you can see here the time it came out was early in the morning, the initial alert, but I didn't get the confirmation till about, what's that time? Sometime in the morning. I think I started messaging around 7 a.m. I was in front of the chart, and then I was like waiting now. So you can see the amount of times, and again, I know this is slightly moved. This red line would have moved because it's a daily range. It changes from day to day, but it wouldn't have changed that much. So you can see where price hits this level, keeps bouncing around, retraces a little bit, comes back, and you can see here massive move to the downside that took place all the way. You know, you saw the red line there, everything below it, all the way down. It's not even close to coming back. So there's a couple of things. This, you can see, this is similar to what we see with the RSI. Okay, crossing the red line all the way up there. So we've gone all the way up, it's crossed, and that could typically signify an end of a move. And something happens to my chart. I don't know, my internet's gone. All right, I think I'm back. So that can typically show you. So guys, I've labored on this a lot, right? Probably way longer than you would actually be in and out of a trade. So you can obviously see why this is so powerful. Now, let me just show you. There's other bits to this if you want. I just added a strength indicator. To be honest, you don't need it. You don't need it. The more stuff you need is just, you end up putting on too many confirmations, and if that's stronger than that. But I do like to see, when I'm in a trade, I do like to see how strong it is. That's more of an afterthought. It's not the reason why I take a trade. I just like to see it. If anything, let me just if anything, I'll take it out. I think I'm just going to take it out of my strategy, because it's on a 5-minute chart, and things can change very quickly on a 5-minute, and it could just make you come out of trade early when you don't need to. So I'm just going to take it out for now. Did I take out the right thing? Yep. Because right inside the TDI, you can see here, it tells you, if you're not sure the direction of the trade you're in, it tells you in a down trade, short trade, and if there's a conflict, it kind of lets you know. One may point you one way, the arrow may point the other way. There's an indecision going on, but you can see right now, guys, there's nothing happening in the market. Market is flat like a bammy. Let me just, yeah, it's totally flat, right? So we've got this area here, totally dead, right? Totally dead, nothing going on by the end, and then boom. So this is what you've got to prepare for, right? It's the calm before the storm. When the markets are dead like this, give it about, next 5 hours or so. And again, some of you guys, your time frame, you're going to be in bed, so you may not get the initial. But when the London market opens at 8 o'clock, there's going to be movement in the market. At 8 o'clock GMT time, which is about 4 a.m. here, there's going to be lots of movement. So right now, market's going to be dead, and then guaranteed there's going to be, between now and the close of the market by Friday, tomorrow, there's going to be one trade that's just going to be killer, and you don't even need to trade again. So that's all I want to cover on that, on binary, because I want to move to me, and I do want to address lot sizes and stuff like that real quick. So I got a question about lot sizes. And again, any guys got any quick questions now? Before I move on, I'm going to change strategy completely in a minute, and then you can see kind of what we can make from binary on top of what we get in here. Let me just have a little sip. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to bring up this chart here. I'll show you this one here. It gives you an idea of where you can, your risk reward, depending on the size of your account. You can go for what I'm doing, which is like you can have a micro lot. The good thing with most of these broker accounts is that you can start trading from $10 a lot of the time, less than $100. If you're trading gold, you probably want to have maybe at least 500 to 1,000, even though you could do very small trades. And like I said, I'll paper trade and do very small trades, nano lot sizes. Excuse me. And then risk 10 a point. or £10 a point, and then it's like you go up to $1, and then you can do $10 once you've got a big enough account. Yeah, and you really, and I'm talking about a big enough account for you to do that. You don't want to over leverage yourself, but that would be kind of the rule of thumb. Yeah, so if you've got an account that's about $100, you can do like a 10 a penny a point. If you've got like $1,000 or so, you can do a 10 pence a point, 10 cents a point. And then if you've got anything bigger, I'm probably range here where I'm doing like I'm doing 10. Actually, I'm more so here, like 10, doing $10 rather than a pounder or $1. I'm doing like 10 pound. Yeah, I'm actually my account is in pounds. I'm doing the £10 account on a $5,000 account. So that's that's pretty aggressive. But if you've traded a while and you want to do that, then definitely. So it's a software user friendly. Well, I've frozen. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think? I mean, from what I've shown there, in terms of setup, like let me show you. This is what the alerts come up on your MT4 software. Yeah. Now, if you're not using, I'm using MetaTrader 4. Oh, Sarah, can you? Yeah. You got a question?
No, that's fine. No, I'm listening to you.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. So I mean, you were saying there, is it user friendly? I think it's very user friendly, but I've been trading a while. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Remember that. So when you get those 4 steps, just follow that. Wait for the arrow, wait for the confirmation, and it's going to alert you on that. Third way is that price is going to go on the color, the direction, and this is going to be over the black line. So for that on its own, on general trading, it's fine, without a doubt. And then obviously I'm adding layers to it because I'm drilling down on a 5-minute chart to trade gold, and then I'm just adding more confirmations to it. So hopefully that helps in that regard. So if you're trading outside of this, I'm going to talk about trading binary trading. Then I would trade higher time frame, 15 minutes or above. So I'm going to look at Bitcoin for a minute. Similar thing that Bitcoin did, at 56,000, the price actually bounced off it. Similar kind of thing, right? Got this here, and we got this move. Just because Bitcoin is very volatile, the movements are even nicer. Probably would maybe have it on a higher time frame, but I think the high time frame with these bars look really too weird. So on the short time frame, it looks actually perfect. So same kind of deal. We got that. The move is definitely dead around here, and then boom, the market just like you got the alert, and then you're in. Yeah, big drop, green. Just literally, it broke out of the 50 range, boom, all the way down, and Bitcoin was at 55,000. Well, we knew it hit 56,000. Would have bounced off here. Would have bounced off this strong line of resistance, guys. Remember that strong line of resistance. You can gauge where Bitcoin is going to be stalling maybe and reversing. It comes down. You could probably get out here. That would have been a nice trade. And if you're using this to when to get back into Bitcoin and go back into dollars or whatever, could be a good thing for you to keep an eye on as well. Similar kind of thing. We wait for that. We wait. The green just broke above the 50 line after that confirmation. See all of this hovering around here, dithering. We know the price here might just stall here, but the fact is we got that confirmation. We've got the green line over the 50, and when it breaks the volatility line, breaks out of the volatility line, this is a 15-minute candle, you know it's going to move, right? So again, it made a massive move up to the upside, same way down. And you know, whoever nailed this trade made a boatload of money, because Bitcoin just tanked. This is on the 24th. You know, got the sell alert there. Bitcoin dropped from, so people at this point are thinking, where's Bitcoin to go? Is it going to go 70 grand? Is it going to go 60 grand? Is it going to go 50 grand? If you got this trading on your chart and you see this massive volatility, of course, you don't know how far it's going to drop at the time, but you've seen that alert, the 50 broke out that range. And these two at the time wouldn't be saying uptrend, they'll be saying downtrend, red. And it was a bloodbath. It just dropped. When Bitcoin drops, it drops, guys, as you know. And where people start panicking because they see the price dropping, and then it starts creeping up. But things drop quicker, you know, like a falling knife. You know, you see how quick that drops, right? Question here, have you ever blown an, oh, absolutely, yeah. I think if you haven't blown an account, then you've not traded long enough, for the most part. So yeah, I've blown accounts. I've had software blow accounts. You know, that's what kind of earns you your stripes, the war stripes, if you want to trade for the long term. And especially if you're an aggressive trader like me, you know, you trade your blowout accounts. But it's all about risk to reward, right? Yeah. It's rites of passage, J Rose, blowing accounts. I mean, I'm not in the habit of blowing accounts, but you know, trust me, it's like you have to go through it. It's like, you know, building a business, you're gonna have to get a lot of rejection before you're just like, boom, you're making the big money. And same way with trading, you know, that sharpens up your game as well. Like, it lets you know when you're slack and doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Makes you a better trader. I remember the first time I blew an account, man, it was like a death in the family. So you can see here, this is pretty good. And if I just go a bit here, you can see these crazy moves, man. Like I said, if you just trade the downs on Bitcoin, you probably make a boatload of money. You see these moves when they happen. I mean, they don't stop, right? They're not just stopping like 20 minutes later. They're stopping 2 days later. You know, you get an alert to go the other way. And then it creeps up, and then it drops again, boom, and it's just mad. If you just did that, I'm sure you'll do very well. Just looking at these ups and down moves, man, they're kind of insane. When these moves happen, guys, they're crazy, especially when they bounce off a line of resistance. They're the most powerful moves you can get. If they're resisting move, then, and you take that to the downside, kind of looks a bit weird, then you're great. So let's just talk about trading binary options. Yes, Sarah, you're in good company. Trust me, you're in good company. So let's just wrap up with binary trading, unless you've got any questions on the gold strategy or anything else. Again, if you like to trade high time frames, see, this is why I don't like it on high time frame. It just looks off. Just looks off. I prefer this on a 15-minute bang, make your money in a day or so, and you're good to go. You know, just trade the downs. If you want to get practice, just practice trading one direction, get good at it, and then trade the other. But these moves on Bitcoin are ridiculous. Probably similar on other assets. So for those few who like to trade binary options, who's my binary options people in here, and who doesn't know what I'm talking about? If you've not heard about binary options, put 2 in the chat. But I think everybody in here, set up the accounts. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Closed option. I'll probably let me see. I've heard. I need more info. Okay. Yeah, I probably prefer to do count setup and stuff like that when the markets are like during the weekend. I had some time earlier today, and then my day's just totally been messed up because of my internet woes. So I'm playing catch up. But yeah, if people we can get together when the market's closed. And the nice thing, one more thing I'm going to say about this, guys, gold stops trading Monday to Friday. It's traded Monday to Friday, or Sunday night to Monday to Friday, sorry. Then on the weekend, you still can trade, right? There's nothing stopping you trading this Bitcoin, right? With the same software. So yeah, so I'll get my link for IC Markets to you, Jackie, for that. They're the brokers I use, as you can see. Great broker. I withdraw pretty much around $5,000 at a time, and never issues. Since 2016 I've been using IC Markets, and they're a good broker. I can give my strong recommendations to them for them. All right, so we're showing you IC Market. So this is what I use. Now I've been messing about, guys, with my binary trading. I was doing some consistent trading, then I started testing, and when I test with real money. It's not wise. Don't do what I do. Just follow proven strategy. When I say don't do what I do, just follow what I'm saying here. Don't test with real money. Test with paper money, if anything. Okay, I'm one of those weird people. So there's a time that I trade binary, and I don't trade binary. I would never trade binary at this time of day, because I don't get the same rate of return. So you see these returns here, they're nice. This, with binary options, you can make up to, with this close option, I think you can make up to 80% on a trade. So that means you get the only thing you can lose is your seed. You cannot lose your whole account. So I've got a 2,000 plus account here. If I put on $100 on that trade, I lose $100. If I make that profit on that, I make $80 on an 80% return. Okay, now you only need to do a handful of trades on binary, probably for the week, or probably for the day, and you can see your percentage. If you want to make a certain percentage for the day, you can do it here. I'm into crypto. I like to see certain cryptos when they make 80% run and 50% run. I mean, this is typically what we're doing just on binary. But it's all about getting the direction right. With Forex trading, right? We're trading gold and whatever. It's not just about the direction. It's about how high the move went. We want the move to go tons of points, so we're making money. With binary trading, the only thing we need to get right is the direction. And it may seem like, oh, that's going to be 10 times easier to some degree, because it's time based. So you got to know that if the trade is going to go up in profit within that time frame, then you're right. So if you're too quick, it may not give you enough time to make the move. And if you're too long, then you might have made the money, then it comes back on you. So you got to find a sweet spot. So for me, time wise, I don't trade after 12 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. in the UK currently. And normally it's about 5 p.m. in the UK. I wouldn't trade any longer than 5 p.m. because the rates drop. So right now for Aussie yen, they want to give me 51% on my money, which isn't bad. But in a normal trade, normal time frame, that will go up to about 70% on the same trade. So why do I want to do it when the market's dead and more challenging? It's just doesn't make sense. Euro dollar will give me about 80% or 83% because it's a very highly popular trader. And if you've got a higher level in close option, I think they give you up to 90%, which is insane. So doing the same trade, you can get up to 90%. So I was doing some trades, and I'll show you what I like about using Agimat to do your binary trading. Is this on a 50-minute time frame? You could probably do it on a 5-minute, but doing a 15, you probably got more confirmation and stuff like that to take the trade. The markets are what's all that looking a bit weird on me? Let me show you one that's a bit cleaner. Okay, so let me show you this trade here. Same kind of thing that we're doing, guys. Nothing different. We're waiting to get the arrow, so we get an arrow here. We're waiting for this blue line. Okay, so we've got this setup arrow here. we're really, we're just waiting now for the an hour, or it could take less. If I'm doing this on a 5-minute chart, you probably get you might get more fake outs, but it still can work really well. So on a 5-minute, let's just look at 5-minute, and then I'll go to a 15-minute. I got this alert here, which is actually a really good alert. Got the arrow at 8:35, which would have been around 1:30 my time, 1:30 my time, which is kind of afternoon session, right? The afternoon session, Eastern time frame. And if it's 1:35, guess what? I'm not trading this trade. I'm actually out of the trade because I don't trade after midday. But let's say this was actually 10 o'clock, 10:35. I get the alert, literally 5 minutes later, I get a confirmation. This is what I like about 5-minute charts, and I'm in. You see that, like, these moves happen quick. The RSI is already bolted. It's already under the 50 line. And I would take a 15 to maybe an hour trade, right? So each candle is worth 5 minutes, is counted 5 minutes. So let me just show you. So I get the alert here, I get a confirmation here. All right, so if, let's say, by the time I get the confirmation and I actually place the trade 5 minutes later, I'm here. At this point, you can see that, I mean, again, hindsight is great because the TDI is going to show you the RSI has broken, it's crossed the red line and all that. It's all good. The QE, this QE MEQ is just way under the black line. You see that it's a sharp, that is like, that this is a powerful trade. And if you did 5, 10, 15 minutes, you've made, like I said, if it's a dollar yen, you can make, probably on a dollar yen, you can make about 77% profit by you getting the direction right on that one trade. So you did that, boom, you nailed it. Okay. Now the likelihood is, if dollar yen did that, probably euro yen might have done a similar thing. So let me see euro yen, and pretty similar, right? We got the alert on the 5 minute. Lot of messing about here, and I got a down confirmation. So this isn't even an up confirmation, sorry. If the yellow dot is below price, which is these candles, that's giving the direction the wrong way. I want the confirmation to be up here so that I'm going down on the trade, right? So we got this line here, red line here, boom. And I got the confirmation at this point, right? So this is two ways at this. If you took again, you went into this and you took, and this green line is way down on 50. If you took a 15-minute time frame, you would have lost this trade. 15, 1, 2, 3, 15. And if you went in again, because you see the price is retraced, there's always that likelihood of price retracing. If you're in, if it's difficult to check right now, let me just come off that. I just got a trip alert on gold just now. I'll look at that in a minute. If this is a current time that I'm in the market, this line would be closer to where I'm getting in. Because if I see the price is right up here, I'm going to wait until the price kisses it and bounce off it, So it wants to touch this line of resistance and then break down to the downside. Those are the most powerful trades you can get, where price is on a, it hits that line of resistance and it drops. It's like a fly hitting the wall and bouncing away. The momentum is going to take you in the direction, and that's what we're all about with binary trades. We want momentum. So when I see this happening on the, when it hits a line of resistance or a line of support, like what we got right here, right on this line of support, I've got the, an up arrow, I've got a yellow confirmation, and the only thing I want now really is I want to see the RSI. I would like to see the RSI above, but you can see where I'm seeing the gold over the black. I mean, it's dead anyway. I wouldn't be trading at this time of day. Market's dead. But if this was a normal time frame, I would want to see the gold over the black. I want to see the RSI not just hovering, and you can see I've got two straight lines here. Like if you're in doubt whether the market is live or not, just look at that. It's nothing happening. It's dead. If you see these lines are just parallel, There's no volatility, nothing going on. Right, it's dead. So we're not interested in that. See these dead lines here, not interested in that, just pure noise, especially on a 5 minute, on a 5 minute. Oh, this is actually a 15-minute trade. Let me just go on a 5 minute. So again, show you a couple of examples here. So get rid of that. So that was on a 15. On a 5 minute, we have a similar time frame here. Nothing's going on at that point. So let me just look up here. So we've got all the confirmation here, a lot of noise going on here on the 5 minute. We've got the confirmation here, but this it's like it's oscillating. This ain't moving. This ain't a good example because the market at this point, there's not a lot going on. But you would want to get in just as the market's kissing. And I said, without you seeing that line hit on this line of resistance or support, you don't really want to be taking those trades on a high time frame. You can take them and probably do quite well. So let me just see if there's anything else that's worth me showing. Don't think there is. Pound Swiss. Yeah, Pound Swiss is looking interesting. Again, we like this fact where it's hitting that line of resistance, hovering, okay? Wait for the confirmation. And you can see, even though it's doing that, it's got that going on, that's at below. This deliberation here. We can see there's still showing a strong trend to the upside. Even these bars here are showing that it's still a strong up trade. So you just want to get the right settings, which will be a move where we can see all the ingredients that come together. So like I said, alert comes, you've got the blue line. We'll wait for the confirmation that we have here. And you see the angle of the RSI, it's not whimpering along. It's not like it's run out of breath. This is where it's showing is run out of breath. No, there's some momentum. We need momentum. These volatility lines, it's broken through the volatility line. It's like, mate, please put a trade on. You know, and that's a winning trade. Similar thing here. Price broke and it probably hit a line of resistance, support here. And it turned around. It was still an up trade. We still didn't have an arrow to the downside. So if you wanted to take a second bite at the cherry, we got another good move. RSI is already over the 50 line by the time you get the confirmation, and this just continued. In fact, if you took this as a forex trade, you would have done pretty well. As you can see, if you're trading forex with this, you'll probably do really well on a higher time frame. Let's just look on an hour time frame. There's less noise. There may be less alerts, but you don't want to take loads of trades. You can take a handful of trades throughout the week and just kill the market, like totally kill it. I mean, let's have a look at that move. This move is insane. This is over 100 pips on that one trade, right? Just randomly picked out on dollar CAD. You know, you go higher time frames if you're going to do binary trading. Even if you do binary trading and you set it for, let me just go back one minute. These are the time frames. I didn't think I really did a good job showing you if we get a good setup. So if we get a good setup on binary, let's say it was the Aussie Yen, what I do, I change the time frame to either 15 minutes or an hour. Typically, I do like an hour, and I make sure there's no news either side of my trade, because if a news announcement comes out, it can totally mess up your trade. So always check. You know, you check. This is one of my favorite websites that's always on point for any news announcements. Check Forex Factory. Check it daily because things can change. And like tomorrow, there's this Euro summit. So there may be some volatility on the euro. So you may or may not want to trade a euro. It's an all-day summit. You know, who knows? But we've got many more options to select. So I select the time frame. If I want to do, you know, end of the day, so you know, 4 hours or whatever. If I'm trading a higher time frame, like an hour, I probably would run it to run for at least 4 hours. I put my amount that I want to put in for the trade. The most I can trade is 1,000. So the most I will lose is 1,000. As you can see here, in this case, it'll make me 51%. If it was a better currency pair, like euro dollar, it will make me maybe like 800 on that. So if you got to really, obviously, you wouldn't bet half your trade, half your account on a trade. You would put anything less, and I think you can trade from like $1. So when you're ready, and you can see with binary, you can trade with a $10 account, and your trade size are $1 per trade. So you don't have to have a great deal of money, and you can do demo trading as well until you're comfortable. And then you put put or call. Put means you're doing a sell trade, right? And call means you're doing a buy trade. Okay. Is binary trading easier than forex trading? Because you're only going for direction, technically, yes. There's less things you need to kind of maybe concern yourself about, because you're only going for the direction. Even if you're one fraction of a pip higher than when you started, you've made that 80%. So it's just like, that's your kind of risk to reward, knowing which ones you're going to go for and which one may be the better trade for you. If you're going to trade like higher time frames, like on an hour and stuff like that, you probably, like, let's just go to euro dollar. Let's just look at an hour. You'll probably get good setups that you don't need to be trading loads of time throughout the week. Let's just show you a couple of examples on that. In fact, I've seen something crazy up here. Oh my gosh, guys. Like, really, how many trades do you need a week to totally annihilate the market? In fact, one thing I didn't tell you about the TDI, the yellow line is used for support, direction of the trend. You may have heard this cheesy phrase, the trend is your friend. Make no mistake, this yellow line on a higher time frame is absolutely gold. Not because I'm trading gold, it's absolutely gold. It literally confirms that you're in a strong trend, and if you're trading with the trend, you're going to have more chances of making money. If you're trading against the trend, then you have to know what you're doing. If you counter trade trending, you have to know what you're doing. Easier to swim with the fish rather than against the current. This is what we're talking about here. So similar thing, guys. This is like an amazing setup. First and foremost, price breaks up on the round numbers. I don't know if you can see that too good, but we've got 1.21000. These are psychological numbers in the market where price either sits at, stops you moving from, or it's a great way to trade from. So if you're on a really high time frame like what we have here, and I don't see the red, I mean, that's the only thing that disappoints me on this. But I mean, I would still take it personally. Yeah, no problem. Have a good night, Lady M. Personally, I'm going to be wrapped up in literally about 5 minutes for the rest of you guys, if you're wondering how long I'm going to be, because I can pretty much talk forever on this subject, which can be dangerous. Like, this is, of course, none of us has a crystal ball. We don't know that this is going to be a mammoth trade, right? To when we start. But if I look back and I'm like, wow, for the sake of me not getting that red bar, I'll be really upset, to be honest, because this trade just nailed it. A couple of things here. It hits this line of resistance. It gives me the confirmation. And then, everything lines up. The gold is below the black. The red, we got the green, all right, below the red. And guess what? If we look at this, we already know the RSI is below the 50 line. And guys, this yellow trend line, I mean, it's powerful. If you've got everything underneath that, I mean, I would probably look at that, and this will probably be screaming at me, downtrend, strong downtrend. I mean, I'm like, I'm in. And guys, this trade, this is a killer trade. I mean, we're looking at about 200 pips on this trade. One trade. How many of those you need a week? I don't know. you know, but it's insane. And then just to make matters worse, if you didn't take this trade, I didn't take this trade because I'm not being I wasn't using this, but all good things come to those who have challenges. Like I was really upset because I was using that other guy's software, but then I came back to this, and I'm like, the more I look at this, I'm like, wow, he did me a massive favor. Because again, just on a higher time frame, you can nail this as a binary trade first and foremost. You can totally nail it, make 80%, no problem. You see this price here, 1.1900. We know price is going to stall at this level. Okay, so you've made money on binary trade first of all, foremost. Secondly, you're in a forex trade. All right, and you can see when you're taking these trades, there's not a lot of drawdown. There's a lot of negative on a higher time frame. There may be on a smaller time frame, and you take this trade, we're going to see some retracement here, of course, because it's bounced at that level. And it just depends. If you want to bag your profit, you can bag profit right there and be done. But if you're in it for the longer haul, I would wait until I get another arrow to tell me, hey, buddy, we're changing direction. And you would have just nailed this, like again on the up. So as I'm going through this with you, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be trading forex with this stuff, like as well as binary. All right. One last example. These are just random, as you can see. I'm not cherry picking. These are the currency pairs that are in my binary options. So again, I just want one of these trades a week. Yeah, one of these a week. I'm after. I get this. This would have been at 3 a.m. The alert would have gone off, but I didn't get the confirmation till what? Hours later, several hours later, 7 hours later. Now I don't need to eyeball this chart. I don't need to wait in front of it and not get on with my day. I'd set an alert, you know, it's linked to MetaTrader, all right? Go into options. I set my alert to notify me on my cell phone if I'm out and about and I get an alert and I know that these trades have set up. In fact, what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to do all of these on an hour. And I can't believe I'm missing out on some of these amazing trades. And all I need to do is get on with my day, right? When this alert comes off, hours later, I look at the chart, I see this yellow dot. I've seen that it's got the red. I see, and I probably don't need to do this bit. Oh, sorry, I've got this in the way. Let me get rid of that. Sorry. I probably don't need to do this bit, but I'm going to wait until the RSI is over the 50, and it's already there anyway. And guys, I'm telling you, you do that enough times, your bank is going to be crazy, right? So again, that's another 150 pips. What have you done? You've just followed the direction. All right, guys, so I'm pretty much done here. So about an hour and a half. So if you can see the power of that and why you should be trading for me, you want to be trading binary. And I think I'm going to maybe even start trading on a higher time frame, right? I mean, trading binary, you know, that's like, it's crazy. It's insane. If you can do a 4-hour trade on a trade like that, right? In fact, I've got to do it way before before midday because the amount you get changes. But if you can do a trade like that, right, even when you know there's going to be retracement happening and you can get in on a trade up to here, you know, even when you get this nonsense going on, you can still make profit and then for Forex and you're good to go. So we've got an alert. Well, you know, there's an alert on Aussie dollar. We're going to be coming into the Aussie session. So on an hour time frame. So we've all got two pieces of the jigsaw piece. Let's see, maybe later on today. And it's really good where this price has hit. It's hit that line of support. It's going to struggle to get above this level. And let's see where it goes by tomorrow. So let me just show you. If you're looking to do this, I would say keep an eye on Aussie dollar. Let's look at Euro dollar before I close out. And we've got a similar thing, guys. Euro dollar. Got a nice little alert there. And just waiting for the markets to open out by the morning. Like I said, Euro's got a thing going on. You're welcome, Sarah. I get excited when I look at stuff like this because it's powerful stuff, really life-changing stuff, to be honest. Another off-topic question: do you really feel that the news? All right, okay. I think you may have seen that I talked about that website. Massive part, and sometimes when big personalities like Trump and people who've got a big audience can influence certain times that may not be scheduled, that can have an effect. But that's why I personally like to trade gold on short time frames. But Forex Factory, put that in your boat, in your list, and just make sure. I used to have an indicator that just showed up on my MT4, and it would just alert me when those big things would happen, and there's no way I would miss a trade, right? So we've got a couple of alerts going on right now. Anyway, so dollar yen. Let me just quickly look at the market before I close out. We can do these all in an hour. That's a day. Let me do this on an hour time frame. So some potential setups, pretty much showing on all of these. We don't know when we're going to get the yellow confirmation, but when it comes, it comes. Let's see. So the only one I'm doing a 5-minute on is gold right now, as you can see, for those reasons. You can do 15-minute for binary, as you can see, very powerful, but I'm actually gonna just an hour because I'm gonna probably FX trade these. You can see already I missed this one. This happened today. Pound dollar has already taken off. Got the alert there. You can see everything going up, but you can see now there's probably going to be a retracement. You see now the gold has gone below the black line. It's going to hit this line of resistance. You can see here it's just stalled here for a little while, right? Stalled. It's an uptrend. It's a weak long trade right now, but it's still a good trade. So if I saw this early enough, I may have wanted to get in. There's probably about 15 pips there in profit. But let's take one of the new ones. Fridays, I didn't used to trade Fridays, but I think Fridays are actually quite good to trade. Let me just have a look at what else is looking good. These are all tradable binary trades. That's the reason why. These are the currency pairs. You can choose whatever currency pairs. There's 28 different currency pairs. I'm choosing these ones because I know I can trade them in binary as well as in Forex. So again,
Leroy,
that's alert. Yeah, hi.
Where you see the black arrows on your chart?
Say that again.
Yeah, those black arrows on the chart for up or down. Are you notified those when you enter, when you're entering?
Yeah, basically, yeah. The software sends me an alert initially. These are reversal alerts, which are again great for obviously binary trading, and obviously definitely for what we're doing with Forex. So it's going to let us know that the market is looking to reverse, and then it gets that confirmation from the yellow one. So we get the initial one from that arrow, and then it tells you wait until you get the yellow confirmation. Okay. So this is a good example of that. And then we go in for the kill. So interesting example. But on this one, you see we got the yellow
confirmation is there. It's still gone back up again to read.
Exactly. It's still going. It's still going to test it. It's never gonna stop that happening. A retracement. But it's two powerful things I like about this trade. First of all, we know it gave you the alert right by this line of resistance, which we know price is going to want to test it and bounce on the PI line down here. You see, at no point, I mean, it's still a good trade. Even if you went in early, you might have a bit of retracement there. But when I look at the TDI line down here, at no point did it go below the 50 line. Can you see that?
Right.
Right until, up until this point here, it started to break the 50 line. So you can see over on this side,
Leroy is gone.
all right, sorry about that, guys. Had the internet mess up on me. Anyway, I'm pretty much done. I just wanted to close out with a couple more, as I'm just closing out, looking at the charts. Pretty much done here. But again, I just wanted to show, I think it was this one. I was just looking at the examples here.
So Leroy,
Yeah,
you're gonna help me set up this software on my laptop.
Yeah, I'll show. Yeah, basically the Agimat software. I'll show you the website in a minute. It's about the software is 174 euros to this, which is this system. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything else I can send you. I can send you the pivot, the TDI, but this here, the software itself, which as you can see, one trade.
Yeah.
You've done, and it's the license is for a year, so it's not like you're paying, you know, a monthly or stuff like that. Paid out for the one trade, and then you know, a trade like that just pays you and you're done.
Okay.
It's a one-time fee then.
Yes. It's a one-time fee. Yeah, it's a yearly fee. In fact, I've just seen that they've asking me for my renewal. So yeah, so it's a one-time one-off fee. And of course, if it's no good, you're not going to reuse it. But it's a very good bit of software.
But what about you offering signals now that you have this?
I thought about that, but it's like because my whole thing is about, I want people to be empowered by trading. You know what I mean? Trading with it. Now the thing is, once people have got the software, like, you know, one of my buddies, I think he might have dropped off now. Then collectively it'll be like, oh guys, did you see that? Did you get that alert? You know, did you see that trade? Then it's easier to say, you know, I'm looking at that trade, you know, and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm coming at, rather than if I'm gonna notice it and then send it out and stuff like that. But because I was thinking, somebody was saying, yeah, why don't you send? Well, I thought, nah, you want to get it, man. You just want to get it, and just whatever style of trading you want to do. If you want to trade crypto with it and just smash it with crypto, you want to you know, do binary, you want to do just general forex trading, then you know, you've got that option to do it. Oh yeah, I just want to show you this, Tony, because you mentioned about, you know, trading and you know, some of these retracements and stuff like that. So again, you got that move here, short move. Anytime I've seen anything that's close to this resistance line, you know that the retracement's going to come. And so, you know, a lot of times you can even get in at a better entry level once once that retracement happens, get that out the way, and then get in at even a better level. Like this one is probably going to give another signal, and I'll probably be interested in taking that one from there. All right, but that obviously has to be an error. I was like, what the heck happened there? But can you see? Do you know what I mean? You don't need a lot. This is one trade last week, and it ran for about 5 days. You know, and it's like 200 odd pips. So yeah, and that's why I'm thinking you just do one swing trade and just be done with it, make your money, and just you know, take it from there. And they do have an affiliate program as well. Once you become a member, then I think at the moment they're doing 20% off, by the way, sorry, till the end of the month. And you can become an affiliate, and I think they pay you 50% off anybody else you share this with.
Wow.
So yeah, I saw this email today. I didn't realize it was 50%. I was like, oh crap, I've just been, you know, I just been sharing it, thinking, oh, they may give me 20% or whatever as a thank you. And I saw today it was 50%. So it's a good bit of software, definitely. I would recommend it all day long. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up on that note and have the recording in the group. Anybody that wants to get the software, all the links to that will be in the recording as well. But if you want to get the ahead of time, let me know. I'll shoot you the link, and then just get the this set up as a template so that you can start trading by tomorrow. I think they take about 20. They're in Europe, so they're fairly quick in turnaround time. It's linked to your MT4 account, so you can only have it on one account. So once you just tell them what MT4 account you want it linked to, boom, you're up and running, and you're good to go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Can you use it for stocks?
Sorry.
Can you use it for
stocks? You know what? Good question. I've not tested it on stock, but I believe you know, you could probably use it on different instruments and stuff like that. I know I looked at it on indices and it looked horrible. You know, but based on your broker who you're with, you know, they may have stocks on here. I've not seen any stock here on IC Markets, but you'll have to go with probably a different broker if you want to do more stock trading with it, and just have it on there. But
okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know that he talks about it used for Forex, you know, commodities and crypto, which is pretty much, you know, lion's share of people. And then yeah, and so yeah, that's pretty much what I focus on.
So you must have about 10 screens in your house now, watching all these charts, brother.
No, but you know what? You know what? I've only got two screens and my laptop. You know what I mean? And to be honest, and to be honest, once you've got the alert set up on here, and you know, you're just taking the trade, you know, you might use the software just to view that it's a setup, valid setup. You're just executing from your cell phone. So, but I do like to just look at the screens, and if I want to have them all looking at the same time, I just may have them like that or whatever. But only the ones that I'm interested in having a look at, you know.
Okay.
Because we're only waiting for that alert signal before we actually go in and then take the trade. Hey Rose, I see your hand raised.
Yeah. So Leroy, so do you pay €174 every year?
Yes, I think it's the same. All I know is that they asked me. I was looking at when I bought my license, and I bought it in 2020. I think January 2020, and so they haven't cut me off or anything, and it's like it's now end of March, so I've gone over my year, and now they're asking for payment. So and it's still working. But I'm going to definitely, I'm definitely going to take care of business.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
like $300 Canadian, really.
Probably about $300 thereabouts. Canadian is 174 euros. Yeah, I see them asking for payment.
59.
But like I said, you know, get one good setup on that, and then you're pretty good to go, right?
What would you say comparing this to your friend's setup, that the one that was in Spain or somewhere living?
Yeah, sure.
The ninja thing.
You know, yeah, I mean the ninja trader strategy, I like that. It's the simplicity of it. The only thing for me is that you have to have and I don't know if they found a solution to get a harmonic scanner from elsewhere, but you had to have an account with iMarkets, and so you probably would make the money. And I liked how you was doing it, because it wasn't about you having to find your two people for you to have a free membership. They were doing it collectively, and whoever didn't have somebody, they were covering it, so you didn't have to pay the ongoing 200 and whatever it was. As a standalone product, I think this is all you need. You don't really need to have loads of different stuff on there. You know, I mean, I add the TDI because I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the most accurate indicators, and I'm not a big indicator person. So the fact that it nails the market this way, and you know, now that I've found a really good way for it to trade gold, I've developed the what's it called? The versatility of it is what I like.
Right.
You know? Yeah. That's the big thing for me. If I want to trade binary, great. If I want to trade gold with it, I want to trade forex. It's so versatile for one indicator, which is quite rare to find something like that. Yeah, so you know, and just adding this on top just sweetens the deal, man. Just makes it even better. The strategy, you know, way better.
It sounds good, man. Looks good.
Yeah.
Please, you find something that's
working. The joke is, listen, the joke is I've had it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I've had it for, you know, sometimes you have too many things, right? And then it's like, you know, I was like, wow. But it was only because this situation happened with NinjaTrader, and this was costing me $100 a month. So that's $1,200 I would have been paying.
Yes.
Actually, even more so, because the reason why we had a bit of this disagreement is that he didn't want to bill me at the price I originally came in at. He wanted to bill me at the new price, which was $400 a quarter. So it was even more money. And now I'm like, you know, that got me on my quest to look at Agimat, and that was really well. I've got a hand up, Sifi So. Have I said that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Good presentation there.
Bless you.
I would just like to ask if you would share your indicators. I do have the Agimat already.
Okay, good.
The other indicators, like your support and resistance indicators.
Yeah, sure. Did Alfred invite you on?
Yes, he did indeed.
All right, great. Yeah. So that's cool, because he was the one who told me about Agimat in the first place, and then I've added this to it. So yeah, I'll be sending that to him, and then he can forward it to you, or send me your email address, and I'll just shoot you an email at the same time I'm emailing him with the indicators.
Right. Can I just post?
You can private message me on the chat.
Okay. Lovely.
And I'll just grab the email. Yeah.
Lovely. Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Yeah, no worries. All right, guys. So I think I have extended your patience time tonight, and we will catch up. I'll have this recording in the group, and then like I said, if you want to get going on it, definitely. Yeah, Jackie, give me a shout, and we can do that. We can see what you need. Sifi, I'm not seeing the email yet. Sifisa, Interesting name. Where's that name from? Okay, got it. Perfect.
No, JP wanted to.
South African.
Oh, cool. Nice, nice. Got some
Lovely.
good- I've got some good friends over there. One day I've got to get to Sun City, man.
Definitely,
Um,
definitely you should. Definitely.
Yeah,
go for
yeah.
it.
Nice one. Cool. All right, guys. So if there's no last burning questions, I'm gonna call it a wrap, and then
Thank you,
we'll,
Leroy.
yeah, you're welcome. All right, Rose. We'll talk after as well.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right,
bro.
guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Take care. Tony, give me a shout
Yeah.
if you wanna go through
Yeah.
anything like that. Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right. Nice one. Cheers. See you later.